Hi, I am Patrick Tran from the University of New South Wales, Australia. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the process of conducting a literature review using the two software systems, NVIVO for qualitative data analysis and EndNote for managing your references. So what is literature review and why should you do it? In a nutshell, literature review means that you study the published work and the existing knowledge in a particular field of research. The main purpose is to ensure that you are at least familiar with the body of research in your field before starting your own investigations. This study aims to describe how knowledge has evolved within the field, highlighting what has already been done, what is emerging, and what is the current state of thinking on the topic. Additionally, you may identify the gaps in the current knowledge, such as the areas that are not investigated or intensively studied. Conducting the review can also help justify the value of doing research on your topic by indicating how is it different from the previous works in the same area, or what is the contribution that you can make to the body of research. We are going to look at how NVIVO can help with analyzing sources for a literature review. In particular, NVIVO can better organize and manage your sources, themes, and evidence, making your life much easier when it comes to writing up your report and quoting evidence to support your points and arguments. It also helps discover, visualize, and quantify the relationship between sources and their main themes. This is the overall process of conducting a literature review. We will just focus on the steps related to EndNote and NVIVO, assuming that you already defined the scope and the research questions for your study. So with EndNote, we show how to extract and manage bibliographic data from the sources. With NVIVO, we can do a lot of things, such as identifying main themes, building a literature grid for better organization of sources and themes, and finally comparing sources in terms of the topics that they are associated with. Here, I downloaded some articles in PDF format, which will be imported to a reference management system such as EndNote. If a digital object identifier or DOI can be found in the document, then EndNote can retrieve its bibliographic data online automatically. Otherwise, we will have to extract this information manually from the document itself. In EndNote, let's create a new library and then import the PDF documents. As you can see, some documents with a valid DOI have their bibliographic information extracted by EndNote. For those without a DOI, we will have to manually enter the data on title, author, publication year, and so on. When ready, we can export the entire library containing both the PDF documents and their bibliographic data. In NVIVO, we first create a new project and then import the library from EndNote. To make referencing easier during the write-up process, you should name your sources with author and year. The next step is to create cases from the imported files. We then transfer the bibliographic data from the file classification to case classification. We now have all sources configured and populated with bibliographic data ready for coding and analysis. To start coding, if you expect some major themes to emerge from the sources, you can quickly create these initial codes with a mind map. Coding a document means that we label the text segments with a topic or a code. We can simply highlight or select a text segment or a region within the document, drag and drop it into an existing code. You can also create a new code on the fly by dropping the text to the empty space below the code tree. After coding, we can explore all the codes or topics emerging from our sources. You can view all the text coded under a topic and follow through to the document itself. This is enough to start writing your review. However, there's another thing that NVIVO can help you organize your sources and codes. That is the literature grid that you can create by using the framework matrix. The columns will be your sources. You can decide how they are to be sorted, and the rows will be your codes or topics. NVIVO will populate the table cells with evidence or the coded text segments. All you have to do is to edit or summarize this evidence to come up with a structured overview of the selected sources, presented nicely in a tabular form. We can also find the connections between sources, such as which articles or authors talked or did not talk about a certain topic. We do this with a project map. During coding, you may find yourself assigning the same code or topic to multiple text segments within a document. Counting the code frequency, how many times a source is associated with a particular code, may allow us to quantify the association or the connection of that source to a topic. We can get the code frequency for a case or for a case attribute with the Crosstab query. So that's the end of the video. We have looked at the overall process of the literature review with the help of NVIVO and EndNote. In particular, we use EndNote to extract bibliographic data from PDF documents. We then utilized NVIVO to identify the main themes and topics with evidence organized in a structured way. We also created a literature grid. We compared sources, and we finally quantified the strength of the relationship between sources and topics. I hope that you find this video helpful. Until the next time, thank you for watching.